Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. We request you to watch this video till the end. Please like and share this video as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes channel. We also request you to press the bell icon so that you get our weekly updates. Today is the day of Friday matinee, and we are going to learn from a movie. Name of the movie is Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, popularly known as ZNMD. We are doing this review on popular demand by many of the Learnamytes viewers. Let me say a few lines from the movie. The lines are शाम भी थी धुआं धुआं, शाम भी थी धुआं धुआं, हुस्न भी था उदास उदास, दिल को कई कहानियां याद से आ गई. These lines were by the great writer, the iconic writer Raghupati Sahai, better known as Firak Gorakhpuri. ZNMD was all about these lines, and it was all about adventure, fun, and learnings. Let's see. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, or ZNMD, was the story of three best friends. Arjun, played by Hrithik Roshan, who is an investment banker. Kabir, played by Abhay Deol, who is an architect. And Imran, played by Farhan Akhtar, who is a copywriter in an advertising firm in Delhi. Now, these three are known as the Three Musketeers, or they are the best of friends. There's a pact which they have made sometime in school, and the pact is that before any one of them gets engaged, they would go on a bachelor trip, a road trip to Spain. Each friend will choose an adventure sport, and the other two have to participate in that sport. Likewise, Kabir gets engaged to Natasha. Now, Natasha is the character played by actress Kalki. Now, eventually, it so happens that an incident because of which these three friends are a little estranged. This tension between Arjun and Imran, where Arjun believes that Imran has an affair with his girlfriend, and that led to some breakup. Kabir, before he gets married, wants to really get on with this trip. He really wants to have that adventure and spend time with both Imran and Arjun. Finally, they decide to meet and they land up at the destination. Now, as per the pact, the first sport is chosen by Kabir, which is at Costa Brava in Spain, and it is of sea diving. Now, Arjun, who is aquaphobic, is not able to go ahead and execute this. In fact, he says that why is this trip becoming a chalo Arjun ko torture karte hai trip. Eventually, they meet their guide, the sea diving guide, a character named Leila, played by Katrina Kaif. Now, Leila tells Arjun that, well, it doesn't matter even if you do not know swimming. She trains all three of them, and finally, on the day of the dive, with all the fear in his mind, Arjun decides to take the dip, and what a dip he takes. Now, after the dip, once Arjun experiences the aquatic life, the marine life below the sea, he is amazed. There is something which releases within him. And while they take the ferry back to the beach and then eventually at the hotel, there are a few lines which all three of them, that's Imran, Kabir and Arjun, they realize the importance of these wonderful lines. Throughout this movie, these lines, every time, after every sport, there were some beautiful lines penned by the iconic lyricist and writer of Hindi film industry, Javed Akhtar. So, the lines after Costa Brava adventure are: पिघले नीलम सा बहता हुआ समा, नीली नीली सी खामोशियां, न कहीं है जमीन न कहीं आसमां, सरसराती हुई टहनियां पत्तियां कह रही है कि बस तुम हो यहां, कि बस तुम हो यहां, सिर्फ मैं हूं, मेरी सांस है और मेरी धड़कन, ऐसी गहराइयां ऐसी तन्हाइयां, और सिर्फ मैं और मुझे अपने होने पे यकीन आ गया. During the course of this entire training and of course the Costa Brava adventure, Arjun falls in love with Leila, Katrina Kaif's character. Now, Katrina or Leila persuades them to visit Bunyol, which is on their way for the next adventure, and attend the Tomatino festival. While they all are attending the Tomatino festival, when they come back to the hotel after the adventure, again it's a roller coaster adventure. When they come back, Kabir is surprised to see Natasha. Kabir finds it a little weird that how can his would-be fiancée ends up visiting the bachelor trip. Even Arjun and Imran are uncomfortable with this entire experience. Eventually, they sort this out and they move on to the next adventure, which has been chosen by Arjun, which is at Syria, and the adventure is skydiving. Now, Imran is scared of skydiving, but both his friends persuade him, and Imran, after some kind of rigorous training, finally decides to take the dive. When they go for this adventure, again, Imran feels that there is something which has released within him. He literally realizes the meaning of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Due to some incident and due to some pranks played by all three of them, they end up in a jail. Now here is where Imran calls up his biological father, Salman Habib, who is a celebrated artist and who, of course, stays in Spain. And this character is played by the legendary actor Nasiruddin Shah. Salman bails them out and they reach out to their home, and Imran asks him that in spite of being my biological father, why did you leave me when I was very young? They have this interaction, and finally Imran leaves his home disheartened. He calls up his mother Rahila, who's in India, a character played by again yet another iconic actor, Deepti Naman. So he calls up Rahila and seeks pardon from her. Now, with all this, they move on to the final adventure at a place called Pamplona. Now, this adventure has been chosen by Imran. What is the adventure at Pamplona? The adventure at Pamplona, is basically the bull race, where the bulls are running and these individuals have to save their life from bulls. Now, while it happens, they are somehow able to meet the adventure. There's a lot of adrenaline rush and they end up winners. They're able to see through this adventure, and that is where all three of them hug each other. The tension which was there between them, the frustration and those little challenges which they had in their life, it seems that somewhere they have found a way out. If you look at this story, all three of them are beyond their bachelor trip, beyond their pact which they have made, and they decide to travel to Spain. They have their own challenges which they actually want to confront. So Arjun has a challenge where he has had a breakup with his girlfriend Rohini, and he really wants to see and come through. He is unable to understand that in spite of having everything that he wanted in his life, why is he not able to find happiness and at peace? Imran, who is absolutely a fun-loving guy, absolutely, someone who is what we say, Jan of a party, always cracking jokes, being happy, is actually under a lot of pressure because he wants to meet his biological father, Salman Habib. And if you look at Kabir, who has been recently engaged to Natasha, is not sure if he really wants to get engaged to her or whether he is still not ready to get married. And the entire movie is about how these individuals, how these three men are able to confront these challenges and come over it. That was what the beautiful essence or the beautiful message of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara or ZNMD was all about. ZNMD was, the story and the screenplay was by the talented duo of Zoya Akhtar and Reema Karti. The film was directed by Zoya Akhtar. It was produced by Excel Entertainment under the stewardship or the leadership of Farhan Akhtar and Ritesh Sedwani. And the music of the film, must say, was the soul of the film, was by the talented Shankar Ehsan Loy. And all the beautiful songs in this movie were penned by Javed Akhtar. If I have to talk about the trivia, I feel, I'm not very sure if this has been recorded somewhere, but this is very personal. I would like to say that one of the trivia which I felt was that after this movie, I must have met at least number of friends, a number of individuals from my circle who told me that yaar, ek baar Spain jana hai. So the way, the way the cinematography was, the way the camera work is in this movie is beautiful. I must mention that beyond the learnings from this movie. So this was by one of the famous DOPs or director of photography. His name is Carlos Catalan. Now, the other trivia was this movie won 2 national awards. Of course, loads of movie awards like Filmfare Awards and Stardust Awards and so on and so forth. But it won 2 prestigious national awards. One was for the best audiography by Fonseca Belon, and the other was for the dance, the choreography by Bosco Scissor, especially the song Senorita. Now this was about ZNMD. Now if you look at the learnings from this wonderful movie, so let me do a quick recap of what the learnings were. One learning was obvious, which is live life to the fullest. The second was seize the day, seize the time, seize the moment, or what we call it as carpe diem. The third learning from this movie was face your challenges head on, which is exactly what these 3 central characters, Kabir, Arjun and Imran, they do it throughout the movie, whether it is overcoming their personal challenges or facing the adventures. Then of course, this is all about facing the challenges which are there in your life. You are going to face the challenges, you are going to come across your problems, but how you face them, what is your mindset, is what really matters, is what the movie also highlighted. And yes, of course, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, क्योंकि डर के आगे जीत है. And yes, of course, dear viewers, इस वीडियो के नीचे एक सब्सक्राइब का बटन है. So what we mean is, please like and share this video as much as you can. Please press the bell icon for weekly updates and please subscribe to the Learnamytes channel. So this is Girish signing off. See you next week with yet another video. Till then, enjoy yourself. Thank you.